Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're digging deep into the IWI Carmel, Israel's modern 5.56 rifle that's been turning heads for its blend of combat-grade features and user-friendly ergonomics. Whether you're a gun geek, a content creator looking for a clean script, or someone curious about modern small arms design, this walkthrough will cover what the Carmel is, how it's built, how it handles, where it fits in the market, and what makes it stand out from other 5.56 designs. Right up front, the Carmel is a short-stroke gas piston, rotating bolt rifle built around the 5.56 x 45 mm NATO cartridge. It was developed by Israel Weapon Industries as a modern combat rifle platform, originally shown publicly in 2019, and later adapted into a semi-automatic variant for commercial and law enforcement markets. That gas piston architecture is a core part of the rifle's character. Expect reduced fouling in the action, predictable cycling when the rifle gets dirty, and generally softer recoil impulse compared with direct impingement systems. At a glance, the Carmel looks both familiar and purposeful. It's not a bullpup, it uses a conventional layout with a folding, adjustable stock to keep length compact for transport while still offering a full-length barrel for velocity and accuracy. The handguard is set up for modern accessory mounting, and IWI took care to make the rifle fully ambidextrous. Safety, magazine release, bolt catch, and a non-reciprocating charging handle are all accessible to left and right-handed shooters. That ambidexterity plus the folding stock makes the Carmel useful in confined spaces, vehicle operations, and for mixed-handed units where a single platform must serve many users. One of the Carmel's headline hardware items is its barrel, cold hammer forged, chrome-lined and offered in multiple lengths depending on configuration. Commercial US models typically show a 16-inch configuration. The 1.7 twist rate follows modern norms for stabilizing a wide range of 5.56 bullets, including heavier 62 to 77 grain projectiles, so the rifle is ready for duty, competition, or heavier loadings. The cold hammer forging and chrome lining speak to durability and ease of maintenance, important traits for a rifle meant to see long, tough use. Ergonomics and controls are clearly a design priority. The Carmel features an enlarged trigger guard for gloved use, adjustable cheek rest and length of pull on the folding stock, multiple QD sling points, and M-LOK attachment slots on the handguard for lights, lasers, grips, and bipods. The rifle's geometry places the controls where you expect them if you're used to modern Western service rifles, making adaptation fast for shooters switching from AR-style platforms. The non-reciprocating charging handle is a welcome touch. It reduces snag points and is more comfortable for sustained use. Performance on the range is what sells a rifle after good looks and ergonomics. In independent reviews, the Carmel demonstrates consistent reliability, a manageable recoil impulse, and good accuracy from a factory barrel, bearings of the design that derive from its short-stroke piston and rigid receiver construction. The adjustable gas regulator gives the user the ability to tune the rifle for different ammunition loads or use with a suppressor, which both improves reliability and reduces wear over the long run. Real-world testing shows the Carmel to be controllable in rapid strings of fire and capable of tight groups at typical service rifle distances when using decent optics and ammo. On the subject of suppressors and muzzle devices, the Carmel's muzzle device geometry accepts common flash hider dimensions, and the gas regulator's adjustable settings make suppressed operation realistic. Without gross overgassing. That's not just a convenience. For professional users, where sound signature and muzzle flash are operational concerns, the ability to run a can without constant tuning is a real advantage. As always, follow local laws and manufacturer guidance when fitting suppressors or other muzzle gear. Magazine and ammo compatibility are straightforward. The Carmel accepts AR pattern STANAG magazines, making logistics simple for units and civilians who already use common 30-round PMAGs and equivalents. IWI ships and specifies compatibility with popular Gen M3 magazines and similar. That commonality lowers the barrier for adoption and keeps accessory costs down. Controls and trigger feel matter in a review because they're personal, but they're also the difference between a rifle that's merely competent and one that feels crisp and intentional in a user's hands. Factory triggers on modern service rifles vary. The Carmel's factory trigger is described across reviews as serviceable with a clear break and acceptable reset for tactical use. If you're a competitive shooter you'll probably replace or tune it, but for duty and defensive roles the factory trigger is reported as more than adequate. Keep in mind trigger work and aftermarket modifications should be done safely and professionally. Weight and balance are often overlooked in spec lists but are crucial in practice. The Carmel sits in the neighborhood of 8 pounds unloaded in its 16-inch configuration, which is heavier than a minimalist AR but lighter than many battle rifles. That added mass helps dampen recoil and makes the rifle steadier on target for follow-up shots, but the trade-off is added weight to carry. For patrol or range sessions that extra weight is often appreciated. For long foot patrols or ultralight builds, it's a consideration. Maintenance on a short-stroke piston rifle is generally easier from a cleanliness perspective because less hot, dirty gas is dumped into the action. The Carmel's parts and access points are designed for field stripping and basic maintenance without exotic tools. I won't walk through disassembly step by step here, but buyers should expect routine cleaning of the barrel and gas block, occasional inspection of the piston carrier interface, and standard lubrication in line with IWI's owner recommendations. For professional units, following schedule-driven maintenance keeps parts lasting far longer than neglect does. Variants and market positioning. IWI designed the Carmel to be modular. At launch it was shown in several barrel lengths for different roles, close quarters, shorter, to general purpose, 16 inches, and it has been adapted into a US legal semi-auto model for the civilian market with M-LOK handguard options. IWI markets it as a modern alternative to AR pattern rifles, with emphasis on ambidexterity, robustness, and reduced maintenance in harsh environments. If you're thinking like a buyer, that positions the Carmel against other piston-driven designs such as the CZ Bren 2 or certain piston SCAR variants, but with IWI's own Israeli DNA and accessory ecosystem. Comparisons. Compared with a direct impingement AR, you'll notice less gas in your face, a generally cleaner receiver after a long string of fire, and often a different recoil impulse. Compared with other piston rifles the Carmel competes well on ergonomics and modern accessory integration. It's not trying to replace every market segment, instead it offers an IWI-styled alternative that prioritizes ambidexterity, folding convenience, and battlefield-proven durability. If you already love your AR platform, the Carmel is not strictly better in every metric, but it gives you sensible trade-offs that many units and shooters will prefer. Cost and availability. MSRP and street pricing vary by region and configuration. For US commercial models the Carmel has been listed with an MSRP in the mid $1,700 - $1,900 range depending on features and state compliance variants, but real prices are set by dealers and can differ with taxes, transfers, and local market demand. If you're in the market, shop reputable dealers, verify state and local compliance, and consider test firing if possible before purchase. Who is the Carmel for? Professional users who want a reliable, low-maintenance rifle that's easy to run left or right-handed. Law enforcement units that demand compatibility with common magazines and fast accessory fitment. Civilian shooters who want a modern, robust option for range work, competition, or home defense and who appreciate piston systems. It's a platform that tries to be broadly useful rather than narrowly specialized. Where does it fall short? No rifle is perfect. The Carmel's slightly heavier weight than pared-down ARs may turn off ultralight fans. Some shooter purists prefer AR triggers and the myriad aftermarket options there, so the Carmel's ecosystem, while growing, is not as vast as the AR pattern aftermarket. Also, if you need full automatic capability you should note that most commercial Carmel models are semi-auto only. Original military designs consider different fire modes but export commercial versions are for sale in the legal markets as semi-automatic. Always check the exact model you're buying to confirm features. Practical tips if you demo one. Mount a quality optic near the eye for fast acquisition, test the adjustable gas regulator with the ammunition you plan to run, and if you intend to use a suppressor, try the suppressed gas setting and ensure the stock is adjusted for a proper cheek weld and length of pull. Evaluate how the controls fall to your hands and how the balance feels with accessories installed because that will shape your carry and shooting experience. Again, follow safe handling practices at all times. In summary, the IWI Carmel is a thoughtful, Modern 5.56 platform that brings IWI's experience to a conventional layout rifle with contemporary ergonomics, a short-stroke piston system, and a focus on ambidexterity and durability. It's not revolutionary in concept, but it's executed deliberately, a solid option for users who want an alternative to the AR that emphasizes cleanliness of operation, folding transportability, and a robust parts package straight from the factory. If you're in the market, try one at a range if you can, compare it against other piston-driven rifles and your familiar platforms, and decide if its trade-offs align with how you plan to shoot. Thanks for listening. If you like this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop questions in the comments about anything I didn't cover, optics, ammo choices, or hands-on impressions you want me to deep dive into. Stay safe, train smart, and I'll see you in the next one.